Do you think I should tell you about the Panty situation while appreciating the environment? I wasn't planning on telling that on Super Senpai stream. Originally, I wasn't planning to tell this at all. Because I thought it might be embarrassing for someone. On the night before the Lord of the Rings stream, I was staying up late to set it up. And I had to go down to the reception once. And then that was like past 1 a.m. And when I got back up in the elevator that I took, you know, Japanese people, when they find something that is lost, they like to hang it up somewhere so that the person can find it again more easily, and, you know, so it's just like safer. So on the railing on the side of the elevator, there was a completely wet, soaked panty hanging. A rose-colored panty. I was like, immediately I was like, oh, what the hell? And then my mind went to, what if it's one of the girls? Because actually the first moment I thought, hey, did somebody come from the onsen and drop their panties in the elevator? But later on I realized it must be the laundry of someone. Because, so probably someone used the laundry and then didn't use the dryer. I don't know why, maybe they were out of time to use a dryer. Or just wanted to hang it up in their room for whatever reason. But it was like, you could see visually that it was like fully wet, not just, you know, in one spot, weirdly. It was fully wet. So I figured it was laundry. Very certain about that. So maybe they were using the rail of the elevator as a drying rack. No, but so I actually, on the very same day, earlier that day, I heard some girls discuss the laundry, how much it costs, etc. So my mind went to, oh my god, what if it's one of the members' panty? And so in a really short amount of time, I had all these thoughts that I didn't want a stranger, even if they didn't know that it belonged to one of us, I didn't want a stranger to see or touch or take the panty of a potential whole life member. But even in hindsight, even if it wasn't a whole life member, I don't want any stranger to touch any women's panties and take them. Well, I am the stranger, but I mean like a weird stranger who has weird plans with it, like sniffing them or wearing them or doing whatever with them. Not even to any woman that I don't know. So it was just like, I want this panty to be safe. I want this panty to be safe. Now, you people are like, so you touched it. And you're like weirded out by it. But first of all, it's most likely a washed panty, I swear. And second of all, it wasn't me who touched it. There's another person involved in this. I don't know if this person wants to come out as a crim. How do you? I don't know if this person wants to incriminate herself. So I have not mentioned her yet. I have an accomplice, but late at night. So I left the elevator and I was stun locked. I did not touch or move the panty yet, but I left the elevator. Elevator door closes behind me, and I'm still panicking, like, what the fuck did I just see? Should I save the panty? And then someone comes across to me. Another whole life member comes towards me in pajamas, and I think she was gonna go get a drink from the vending machine. And she comes across me and I'm like, well, there's a panty in the elevator. She's like, what? And I panic, and I'm like, with my whole body, I'm panicking. I'm like explaining, well, I saw a panty in the elevator, and what if it's one of the whole life members? What if, you know, from the onsen or from the laundry? I don't know. It's like super wet, but I just felt like, what if it's one of our members and they lost it somehow? And I don't want anybody weird to touch or get the panties of us. And she's like, oh, She was like super calm about it, but also I think she found it funny. But she was just like ready to go down to the vending machine. So she calls an elevator, but there's like several elevators. But coincidentally, of course, because it was late at night and this elevator just came up, she gets the same elevator as where the panty is. So it opens up and I'm like, that's it! That's the panty! That's the panty! And she's like, oh, okay. And I ask her, like, do you think we should maybe, like, put it here in front of the elevator so it's at least on our floor and I can tell all the girls that there's a lost panty and they're welcome to, like, anonymously get it. They don't have to reply, just leaving it there. And she's like, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And she, like, when you pinch something, like very careful, you pick up something as carefully as possible to barely touch it as much as possible. You don't want to touch it. You're like pinching it, you're touching like 1 millimeter of the surface of it. So she does it. She takes the panty. I never touched the panty. She took it upon my request. Well, I didn't request her to touch it. She just did it. But I suggested what we should do. Touches it, she moves it, she drops it very quickly in front of the elevator and leaves. And then it just laid there throughout the whole night. But before I went to sleep, I messaged everybody. And everybody laughed at me. Everybody was leaving laughing emojis, and everybody was like writing Lamau. And that's hilarious. And I'm like, what do you mean? I panicked. I panicked. So now it gets even worse though. Because I was just hoping, I didn't quite consider yet that it could be someone else's. I figured by the morning it would be gone. Somebody would have picked it up. Either a member or maybe housekeeping. Because they start quite early, right? And then surely it would be gone. Housekeeping would pick it up and put it into their... I used to work at hotels, so what we would do is, if we find something like that, even if it's a wet panty, we would probably put it into a lost and found. Or maybe if it's a panty, we might throw it away, I guess. I don't know. But I figured one way or another, it would be gone. But I was busy. I had to do the Lord of the Rings stream in the morning. So I couldn't check up on the panty. I never saw it again, but I heard later on that it was there for a while. So later, 2 days or so later, I talked to Ponma. I tell her about the panty story, and I tell her that maybe in hindsight, I shouldn't have left it there, because what if housekeeping saw it, and then among the housekeeping staff, they're like, that panty is so disgusting. All those girls that stayed in that floor, oh my god, like, that's like, what kind of people are they to leave wet panties in the hallway? Are they fucking drunk? Are they getting drunk and partying? What are they up to? So I was starting to get worried about what the staff there might be snickering about and talking about in regards to us. Ponma was like, whoa, wait. That was you? In terms of like, I was involved in the panty story. She knew about this. And I was like, what do you mean? Why do you know about it? And she tells me that a different manager found, with no context whatsoever, found a stray panty in the hallway in the morning. Also thought, because that's where she found it, on our floor, that it belonged to one of us and that we must have had too much fun partying late at night. Was having her thoughts about it on her own. Took the panty and disposed it. She was worried that she might have disposed a member's panty as well, but it was kind of awkward to ask around for it too. But in her brain, she was left with this thought for several days. This one manager was left with this thought for several days that we the Holo members partied too hard late at night that somehow, one way or another, we lost a drenched wet panty, because I doubt it became super dry until the like 6 hours later. Yeah. But I honestly think in the end it was not our panty. I don't think it was any of our panties. Which means that I have robbed someone. I have stolen a stranger's panty. I had an accomplice though. And this accomplice is welcome to reveal herself if she is willing to. I have never touched the panty. No, I really didn't touch it. I panicked so hard, and then this lady was pretty fast in her actions to help me out. Like, really, I just wanted to save someone's panties. Like even if this person would never know about it, I didn't like the thought of some weirdo maybe coming across the panty of a woman and doing anything with it. But am I the weirdo? Am I the weirdo? But I never touched it! I never touched it!
Exquisite. Divine, perhaps. Oh yeah, of course. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, all of that. Make sure to share it with your friends. Wink.